Want you to fall in deeper. 보여줘 나의 미소. We're doing a rendezvous, baby, right now. I keep dreaming it's not enough. I pick you up every time we do. We play cause we know this feeling's new. I've feeling up, down, girl, since I met you. Oh no. 숨은 over Malibu. I guess it's true. The fights have got me sure. 숨은 over Malibu. It's overdue. Cause the baddest of them is you. Swimming over Malibu. I guess it's true. The fights have got me sure. My love, my love, my love. We'll take it by the show. Cause I want you right here when you're calling out. Just tell me you want it more. Do it night and day. Make your body sweat. And now I'm floating in your ocean eyes. Hypnotized, falling right head over heels. Still lost in your ocean eyes. No surprise, it's you. Yeah. Swimming over Malibu. I guess it's true. The fights have got me sure. Swimming over Malibu. It's overdue. Cause the baddest of them is you. Swimming over Malibu. I guess it's true. The fights have got me sure. My love, my love, my love. Oh, 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 oh. Cause your love is all I need. Oh, 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 oh. Your love is all I need.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I wanted this vlog, this monthly reset, to feel a little bit different. I didn't just want to come here and just do a sit down. I wanted to feel a little bit different. It is in the afternoon, it is at night. It's actually 9 as I'm filming this on a Friday, and I've been wanting to film the whole day, but I just didn't get the time. So I was just like, you know what, let me bite the bullet and just do it. There's nothing that I'm going to lose. And then tomorrow I am going on an event, Sisters Keepers event. So by the time you're watching this vlog, it would have passed. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. So today, what are we doing? So today I want to do my monthly reset. I want to budget for the month of May, and I'm going to take you through my thought process. How have I been feeling in the month of April? How did things go? I do have my every cent financial journal right here, and I'm going to go straight to the month of April. Let me put this down. We're going to first start by reviewing April, just see how it went, and then we're going to get into May in terms of my plan for May. However, for my plan for May, remember, it's my birthday month, which means that I get my salary and I also get my bonus in the month of May. So I think that I'm going to do two different videos. One is just going to be my normal monthly reset, and then the other one is going to be for what I plan to do with my bonus money. I feel like that would be fun to create. It will be a very short video, but I feel like it will be fun to create so that I can just bring you through my thought process whenever I get my bonus. So let us get into it. In the month of April, when it comes to my savings, so I'm going to take you guys through my savings, my fixed expenses, my variable expenses. I didn't have much of goals in the month of April, and that is because in the past few months I haven't been feeling like setting like my short-term goals. I know what I'm working towards long-term wise, but then there's just so much going on that setting those short-term goals is just not working for me. I also want to take time in this month of May just to reflect and also decide on, since it's the beginning of a new year for me, what is it that I really want to work on? The goals that I set in the beginning of the year, do I still relate with them or not? Like, do they still mean something to me or not? And if they don't mean anything to me anymore, then it is time for me to change them and create goals that do align with me. And now that I look back, Last year, I did modify my goals around the same time. So this year, I'm being more intentional and just understanding the fact that the reason why I tend to do that is because for me, after May, that is the beginning of a new year. So maybe that's why I tend to refine my goals mid-year. Anyway, let us get into it. So when it comes to my April budget, I would say it was fairly okay. There was a lot that was going on. Some of those things were things that were unplanned at all. Né? So the first one is that when it comes to my savings, I did put away my savings. However, I've been dipping into my savings. So not my emergency fund, because my emergency fund, the last time I dipped into it was when we were fixing the car, the gearbox. So when I was withdrawing my portion. However, now I've wanted to save towards Memulon. By the way, I have a blastala. So if you see something that you don't understand, I cut myself while I was chopping onions. I wanted to say for memulo because I do have that coming up sometime this year, because I am in the process of getting married, for those who do not know. So one of the events that I have to do is umemulo nomkehlo, and I have to save for that, because it's not like, someone is just going to bring me that money. I have to save for that. So I want to have a certain amount of money. So I've been pushing myself to put at least 10,000 away for this. However, I did put in 10,000 this month, but then I went in and withdrew it. I'm going to tell you why I withdrew it when it comes to my expenses. And then I didn't withdraw the whole 10,000. I withdrew around 4,000, I think. And then I also have my education fund, and my education fund is for my daughter, by the way. And what I've decided to do is that I want to tap into a tax-free account for my daughter, but then I also want to have more options in terms of what I want to invest on for her purpose, especially because this is a tax-free account and something that we are going to be saving for her for a long time. Now, if you know, I already have an education fund that I created for her account and a friend group, and that is what I've been saving all along. And I'm going to keep the money that I have built up there. It is over 30,000 that I had built up on that account so far, but now we have migrated to easy equities so that we can tap into a tax-free account. And then secondly, I can have more options in terms of the assets that I can invest for her. I want to diversify her portfolio, so and find things that are more focused on growth, né? Because she's still 8 years old, so we still have 10 years to save up for her education. So I want to find things that are more growth focused, so that in the next 6 years we're just focusing on growth, and then when she gets closer to 18 we can change our strategy. So we have decided, I created an easy equities child account under my account, and then we've been putting the money there, the 1,100, and then my partner also, I've rolled him in as well, to say you need to also double the amount, so you need to add your portion as well for her. So per month we are putting away 2,200 towards her education, and then as I said, we are putting that on easy equities now. The one that I already built up on friend group is just going to stay there, and we're just going to let it accumulate. We're not going to withdraw it. It's just going to stay there and accumulate. And then I also have a stock file that I play, and that is 1,000 per month. I did put in the 1,000. And then Umholiswane, I had budgeted for that last month. However, I told my family that Umholiswane for me doesn't work. I just find it to be useless for me, because when I get the money, I tend to use it on things that I don't even understand. And when I get the money, it does not come all at the same time, which means also I don't get to see the value of the money, because it comes in drips and drabs. So I decided that I'm no longer going to be part of Umholiswane. So they didn't take that well, but it's okay. And then now let's get into my debts. I did pay for MTN. As you know, that is the debts that I have. I did pay for that. And then let's look at my other expenses now, the fixed expenses as well as variable expenses. I'm so happy to say that this month things are going to be changing a little bit, and I'm so glad for that. So, but let's look at my rent. I did budget. I did pay for my rent. I paid for my insurance, aftercare, everything that I wanted to pay for when it comes to my fixed expenses, I paid for. And that is what I like about just understanding what are your fixed expenses, what are your variable expenses, because my fixed expenses are things that I know that no matter what, I have to pay for these things. So I paid for all of those things. And if you look at my budget, all of them, they are noted in terms of the actual amount, which shows that I actually was, I think these are things that I make sure that I pay for. And then variable expenses, I wanted to pay for rent, levies, water, and electricity. Didn't have to pay for this, you guys, because I finally found a tenant for my property. And I wanted to film a video in my property, just to bring you in my thought process as to what's going to be going on. But then I felt like the audio was horrible because I was filming on my phone, didn't bring my mic or anything like that. Because it's empty, it was very echoey, so I just scrapped the whole thing. Maybe I will still film another video where I take you through my thought process when it comes to that, because I feel like my idea or my understanding of property has really shifted, considering the issues of tax, SARS, and so forth, and looking at other people's experiences, and also from the knowledge that I've gained, as you expose yourself to the education here on the online platforms. I've learned certain things when it comes to property buying, such as the fact that I have no desire right now to pay off my property, because there was a time where I felt like, okay, maybe I can start paying off my property, but now I just don't. I'm not going to do that, knowing what I know. So maybe I'll do another video where I talk you through that. However, I do have a tenant now. They moved in. It is the 2nd of May. Yesterday was my birthday. 1st of May was my birthday. So a tenant moved in today, and finally I'm going to get rent from that property. So as I pay for the bond, I'm also going to be getting some income, that money back to me. And then so the rates and levies, I'm still gonna pay for them. However, I'm not gonna pay for water and electricity. So I budgeted 2,000 here, so I didn't pay that because when I created my account for water and electricity, the company that we use, you have to pay 2,000 deposit towards the creation of that account. When you move out, you get that money back. So I did cancel my account, and then they did give me my money back. However, they subtracted whatever that I was owing on the water and electricity. So I got around 1.5 this month. So that was very nice to see that. And then water and electricity for here, I did pay for that. And then petrol, that was covered. What else was different in the month of April? Oh yes, we went to KZN twice. So actually 3 times in the month of April. We went down for a wedding, and then we came back, and then the following weekend we went down again for Msebens. So there were costs that I incurred in terms of the driving down, not the petrol, but just helping with the toll gates. I had budgeted 1,000 here, so that 1,000 was able to cover those costs in terms of just helping with the toll gates. And then I decided that I wanted to go home because I just felt like it had been a while since I went home. Last time I was home was in November. Was it November? Yeah, I was in November. December I was not at home, and I felt like it's been a while, so I went home. I booked a flight. I also booked a car. Flew out on Friday, and then came back on a Monday, which was a holiday. Those costs, guys, were not budgeted for anywhere here. So I took 4,000 from the side of my savings towards I took that money, paid for the car hire, and then I also went into my business side savings. I took from that 3,000 to pay for my flight. I didn't have to go into debt for that. However, I did have to dip into some of my savings to cover those expenses, because I just felt so strongly about going home. And I'm glad that I went home, because I came back refreshed and just feeling much, much better mentally. So those costs were not budgeted for, and I don't even have them here. Ne? So now I want us to go into the month of May, because I don't want this thingy to be too long. We're not going to look at the review of the month of April, how do I feel and so forth. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go straight into the budget. Also the goals, I'm not going to put anything now, because as I said, I still want to refine my goals. If I put my goals just for the sake of this video, it's not going to be realistic or authentic. Guys, it's not gonna feel right, because I know very well that it's not the things that I want to work on. So I really want to take time and just refine my goals whenever that would be. Anyway, let us continue. I'm gonna put my mic over here with hopes that I'll still be audible And let's take my pen. Let's also put some lip gloss. By the way, this is the lip gloss that I use. I used to buy this, but then sometimes, it's not easy to find Discam. But where I stay now, Discam is very close. So when I was there, I definitely grabbed myself one because this thing, it's moisturizing, guys. So moisturizing. Anyway, we're going to start first with we're not going to look at my income. Last month, I was very, very, very generous in terms of me sharing my income. I'm not going to do that. It's still the same thing as last month, just slightly lower, but it is okay. It is okay. So I'm going to go straight into my savings. As I said, I want to save for umsebenzi. So I'm going to put 10,000 here. Ne? And this is there's a ceremony that we need to do, and we're going to be doing it in the month of July. I'm not going to say the dates in the month of July, and then later on in the year, then it's going to be umkehlo no memul. So those things they all cost money. So right now, I just want to budget for the ceremony that we need to do in July, including the costs that are associated with it. The costs that are associated with it, I'm going to budget them under expenses, but then the saving part, which is the money that I want to make sure that in June we have, I'm going to put it under savings, and that's going to be this 10,000. And then the next one is the education fund, so that is 1,100. And then we also have the stockfile. That is a stockfile. The stockfile, by the way, for anyone who's new here might be wondering what is it for. I save this money so that we are able to cover for the whole year of our daughter's school fees. So I put money, my partner puts money, and then that money is able to cover for the whole year of school fees, including uniform and so forth, because we get that money in January, which is always very nice. And then, so I'm going to put 1,000 here because there's always 1,000. And then we also have a holiday fund, which is something that we spoke about beginning of the year. I did share with you here. It's just that I haven't been budgeting for it for the past 2 months, but in January, it was in my budget. I'm bringing it back because my partner has decided that he also he wants to take it seriously. So what I did here, I went to my bank and then I created a fixed savings so that I do not touch this money. I also don't want it to just be readily available. So I put it on a 7-day notice. I feel like a 7-day notice is enough for us to decide and plan on a holiday and then pay for things. So I put in 1,000. We'll see how far I can go with that, depending on how my finances look, guys. Sometimes we plan, but it doesn't mean that things are going to go always the same. And then I've got MTN, which is 1,560. Guys, did they not help us with the VAT? Because, the emails and the SMSs that we're getting about the VAT increase, that's the fee increase on everything, increase on this, increase on debit order. Like, it was just too much. So I'm so glad that they didn't go ahead with that VAT increase, because wow, on top of that tax that we're paying, now there's the VAT. So I'm hoping that this contract is going to stay the same, and I can't wait to be done with it. Honestly. And then let us get into my fixed expenses. Now my rent stays fairly the same, which is 7,950, and then insurance, that is 1,000. I'm just going to budget 1,400. Aftercare, that is 730. Weekly allowance, we've decided, my legs, guys. When it comes to the weekly allowances, let me bring this close. When it comes to the weekly allowance, I spoke to my partner and said, you know what, I'm noticing that I'm spending a lot when it comes to food. And that is because now we cook more often, because when we're just me and my daughter, as much as we bought food and he gave us money to buy food as well, I felt like we're not cooking a lot because we just didn't care about that. But then for him, he likes cooked food, even though we don't cook every day, but he does appreciate cooked food. So I realized that we're spending a lot on food. So we've upped our allowance for the weekly allowances. We've upped the budget for the weekly allowance. So now we are budgeting 6,000. We're budgeting 6,000, and also I tested something this month. I'm going to see how it goes, where instead of buying weekly, I'm buying bi-weekly, so twice a month now. So I buy when I get paid, buying for 2 weeks and then I buy for the following week. Because just guys, groceries is more expensive now. And I don't know, I feel like I end up spending more and then the things are just so little. And then the next thing, the fridge is empty. So I want to try the bi-weekly for the next 2 months and see how it works. So far, it's been okay. I wouldn't say that there's anything different about it, but we will see. We'll see, honestly. I'm trying. That's the thing. When it comes to finances or when it comes to systems that are supposed to help you, you refine them and you see if they work for you. You keep refining them until you find a space where you feel like, okay, this actually works. Okay, and then I have in here funeral cover, which is 500. And then life cover, it is 265. And then rain, it is 570. Okay, now we are done with my fixed expenses. Now let's get into my variable expenses. These are things that do not stay constant. They change as the month goes. You know, sometimes I don't know how much I'm going to spend, but it is always good to budget for those things so that you can just be in line and you can also see if you are over or under budget. So when it comes to my variable expenses, you guys, so there's the water and electricity, here. Oh, another thing that I did not put here, it's rates and levies. Okay, so for water and electricity, I'm budgeting 1,000, and then for petrol, I am budgeting 2,500. And then for my daughter is going to be joining dance classes, which I'm so excited for her. She loves dancing. Love dancing so much. So I'm going to put, I don't know how much it's going to be, so I'm putting 250 for now. And then for going home, it is going to be in June, and we are going to be starting May. This is the budget for May, so that means that I need to budget now, and then whatever that is not enough, I'm going to cover it in June, because we are going after I get paid. But for now, since I did not even budget for rates and levies, this is normally 1,000. So I'm going to put 1,000 on rates and levies. And then for the money that I had budgeted for going home, I wanted to budget 4,000. So now it's going to be 3,000, because when I did my budget, I do my budget on the side first, just to see if everything makes sense before I transfer it into my budgeting journal right here. I find that it helps me a lot, so that I don't have to clash a lot of things. You know, I first check if everything is balancing, am I on a negative or not, find a way to cancel out on things that I feel like I need to cancel out. Then if I'm content with it, then I transfer it here. That is actually what I'm doing with you. So now, as I said, I wanted to budget 4,000 for going home. And this is money that's going to allow me to book the flights and also book the car. Now, 4,000 is not enough for those two things. However, in June, not July, guys, June, you know, I keep saying we're budgeting for July going home. No, it's in June. Then in June, when I get paid, I'm going to put whatever that is left. So whatever that is left is the money that I'm going to then allocate for the rest of the money. Yeah. So since I wanted to budget 4,000 and I did not budget for rates and levies, I'm going to separate 1,000 from that money, from the 4,000. Then now I'm going to be left with 3,000. So those are my expenses. Those are my expenses for the month. So what I want to do now is I want to calculate everything and see how much it comes to. Now, what I need to do is I need to just check if I'm not on a negative or I'm on a positive. So let me just add everything up. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of what is going on, but this is very, very high. Oh, okay. It is high, very high. A difference, yeah, 5,000. The difference of 5,000 that I do not have. And I think it's because of the issue of, I think it's because of the issue of wanting to go home. And yeah, so what I planned to do now that I see my other budget where I scribbled on, on my bonus, I'm going to take some of that money so that I can make up the shortfall in this budget. So from my bonus fund, there will be money that will be coming out from there to cover the rest of the costs that are associated with this. So that was my initial plan. I'm hoping that in the month of May that I'm going to get the rent, because the rent is paid before. Yeah, you paid before, and then so you pay for the following month. You don't pay after you've stayed. You pay for the following month. So I'm hoping that I am going to get my first month worth of rent in the month of May, because if that happens, then it will solve a lot of my problems, a lot of my challenges right now when it comes to this shortfall, because all of that money will be covered here, and also it will increase my monthly income, which is good, which is very good. So with that being said, I am excited to be getting my some of my money back, because it is also going to help to increase my salary. As a result, I'll be able to deal with certain things when it comes to my monthly cost, and obviously and be able to save more. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I'm gonna close off this video right here, and I'm hoping that tomorrow I will do a vlog when I go to that event. Guys, my outfit, ooh, Sana, it is giving. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.